Water. We all need it one way or another. From our primordial ancestors stepping out of it to yet another development in the middle of the desert, we quite literally wouldn't exist without it. But outside of the broad proclamations that yet another white boy YouTuber insists that people listen to, we have seen a real change in how people consume water. Obviously, we want to reduce, reuse, and recycle, as waste is becoming a larger and larger and larger issue that we're going to have to deal with in the coming years. With all the tribalism and divisiveness that seems to inundate our daily lives, it's really no surprise that something as innocuous and benign as a fucking water bottle would be something that people would use to define themselves, or at the very least extend their personalities. If the past several years have showed us anything, it's that people are willing to wait in long lines for $30, $40 water bottles like Hydro Flask and Stanley Cups. But I'm here to tell you why all those people are wrong. So sit back and relax as I evangelize the true king of the water bottles, Nalgene. Now, I won't lie to you, dear audience, I'm extremely biased on this topic. I've been enjoying water out of Nalgene's for about 10 years now. Could I have made any other video about water though? Do I prefer ice cold water? Do I prefer room temperature water? Yeah, I could have made any video about water, but I wouldn't have been as annoying about it if I didn't have a brand. When I was about 16, I decided to stop wasting money on pop or like those little cheap fucking Deer Park bullshit. And after I spent about $16, it may have been $15, I realized a couple things. One, I felt better because water's good for you. It's really no secret that water can spur some real tangible benefits for you if you up the intake. And two, I realized I am a nervous wreck without my baba. Seriously, the concept of the emotional support water bottle is very real. Because you know what they say, once you have hydration at your hip, forevermore you will sip. But why Nalgene? Why did it have to be Nalgene for me? Why couldn't it have been any other brand? And to answer that, I do want to get into a bit of history. Emanuel Goldberg was born in 1881 in Moscow. In 1949, he found himself in upstate New York as a chemist, developing not the world's first batch of Adirondack crack, but rather the world's first plastic pipettes, which really should just be called pipettes. Like, I got it on my screen right now, and it's pipettes. From there, his company Nalgene would continue to develop products made of polyethylene, which is one of the, if not the most widely used plastic in the world. And a brief aside, fun fact I found out about while researching this video, Emanuel Goldberg named the company Nalgene after his wife, Natalie Levy Goldberg. And like, that's just really cute. I like that. Now, allegedly, employees were known to take the bottles out of the lab and with them on hiking trips. According to an article by Chelsea Batten for the Manual, this would eventually catch the eye of Nalgene Company president Marsh Hyman in the 1970s, who had a son in the Boy Scouts. He figured it would be a great addition to camping gear, and from there, we get the birth of the Nalgene outdoor products. Today, Nalgene is one of the top 10 reusable water bottle brands in the world, and their website exudes elements of 1970s nostalgia and adventure being right outside your door. I think this is what initially sold me on Nalgene, because at 16, I was one of those stereotypical high school potheads who romanticize and idealize the 1960s and 70s with the counterculture and bands like the Grateful Dead and writers like Hunter S. Thompson. It was around then when I also started to kind of question authority and question why institutions were the way that they were. Before long, I could feel myself just wanting to break into the wild and living off the land. You know, just like one of the best people to be around. As a strapping young American consumer, I had been groomed to develop brand loyalties, and I was especially impressionable while being stoned at Target, trying to see which water bottle would give me the most bang for my buck and cure my cotton mouth. I also needed something that was gonna be rugged and was gonna last. I had come to find out that durability is one of Nalgene's selling points, and I know that from personal experience. Okay, so last Christmas, I was taking out the trash, and I had my water bottle in one hand because I always need it on me, and I got to the trash can and the bag ripped, and then there's trash everywhere, and in a fit of pissed off rage, I fucking yeeted this thing on the concrete. It was like 3/4 of the way full and immediately regretted it. Like, I'm a strong guy. I probably broke that water bottle. But I'd come to find out that either I'm not that strong or Nalgene is, because it hit right here and there's barely a ding on it. Like, this water bottle not breaking when I fucking chucked it was honestly one of the most validating moments of my life. I had stuck by Nalgene for years singing its praises, and it returned the favor. There's also like plenty of videos online of people trying to destroy their various water bottles, and Nalgene is no exception. Yep, he's just gonna try and roll it over on dirt.
I don't want it to explode out on me.
Neither do I.
Go for it.
It's bending.
Holy shit.
Riveting shit.
Half of the height of what this Nalgene did.
Okay, so obviously not the most scientific, but I do gotta hand it to this guy in particular. Like, standing on his chair and just dropping the water bottle onto his driveway from his car is just peak water bottle culture. You know, we're not trying for much. We're just trying to get our daily water in our system, man. Keep walking. But these guys do take it up a notch with some stairs.
Alrighty, here we go. Woo! It broke. Dude, that was super disappointing.
Gravity. I'd like to think that when I threw this water bottle, I threw it as hard as dropping it from 4 stories, but maybe they're just stronger than I am. But if the durability of a water bottle isn't going to sell you on it, insulation will. And that's where this thing kind of falls, because it doesn't have any. Like, you can just... In today's age of uber-insulated reusable water bottles that can withstand fire, why would you want a piece of plastic hippie tat?
It's in a fire yesterday. It still has ice in it.
And fair point. I don't have a counter for that. You win. You might find yourself in burning cars all the time, and more power to ya. Skip the Nalgene. But for the rest of us, I have trouble wrapping my head around paying $30 to $40 for a water bottle. $30? Maybe I can see that being a sleigh. Pop off with your ice all day self. But once we start talking about the 40 to 50 and up, I think we're talking about something that you just want to flaunt around. You're less into the practicality of having all day hydration and more into one of the new things like Mr. Toad.
Behold, your new home, Molly! What is it?
Very heavy.
It's the latest thing! But I don't want a new home.
But maybe I'm being stubborn and cheap. This standard narrow neck Nalgene comes in at about $17. And for that price, I feel a little bit better about having to go buy another one if I lose it, because this is the second one of these bastards that I've owned, and it's only the second one because I lost the first one. So if you want to multiply 17 by 2, it's 34. And for that price, I maybe could have gotten an entry-level insulated water bottle, and it would have been more cumbersome than just sticking this into my man purse. Honestly, I just kind of fuck with it. I especially fuck with Luke from the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, putting boiling water into Nalgene bottles to keep himself warm.
Luke here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and I'm up in the mountains of Alaska, and the weather is trying to kill me. Get in here, I'm just freezing.
Like, come on. That's the type of Hoka boot strapping, outside stepping, Subaru driving kind of shit that I'm into. I have a Subaru. And Hoka boots. They're comfortable as shit. Although putting boiling water into it seems to be kind of contentious. It depends on whether or not you have this thing called BPA and whether or not it's a BPA plastic, but to be honest with you, I didn't really put a lot of stock into this video. I just kind of wanted to make one. So, I thought I did enough history looking up at the website and a couple different blog posts for the history of Nalgene, so... I am, however, very opinionated about the narrow neck Nalgene specifically. Like, the form of this, I think, is just perfect, because, you know, it's not big. Can I get this... Get that little guy on it? Because I have friends that have the wide neck ones where the lid is about here and it just drips down the sides of your face. Here, it's just a nice, even pour. So yeah, I guess where I land is that as long as you're getting hydrated, it kind of doesn't matter, but I don't know. I think you get better bang for your buck with these, and I think it's just cool how durable the plastic actually is. I was thinking about throwing this off of a roof or something for this video, but like I said, I kind of just wanted to make one. So yeah,